Welcome to Beyond the Code, the show that keeps you up to date on the latest fire safety news.
It also says, in case of emergency, panic. Pull the box, aim the nozzle, know the exits, I am smart, and crack open a cold one.
That will help you. In the second episode of Beyond the Code, I am joined by the one and only boy himself, NJMoo3652.
I'm also joined by illuminated wall box with the words exit depicted on the faceplate, 250.
Excuse me, it actually says escape.
Alright, and today we're bringing you the second edition of Beyond the Code, as I just said, and topic this day and age is going to be different classes of fire.
So what we're going to do is explain different classes of fires and some little things about them that you probably didn't know. And if you did know that, then congratulations!
Congratulations. No. There are 5. Stop! There are 5 different classes of fire. There are 5 main different classes of fire that you will encounter. Alright? There's class A, B, C, D, skip F, G, and all the other letters.
Not G.
Just go all the way to K. Alright, so I said skip G.
Sorry.
Alright, so we got A, B, C, D, and we just skip all the letters and go to K. So we're going to start off with probably the most common fire. And that's going to be Class A fires.
Yep.
Explain.
Alright, so Class A fires are typical combustibles such as wood, paper, trash, cloth, carpet, bedspread, desk, drywall.
Fire alarms.
Yeah. Plastic. There is something, too, you can think of. I don't like it because it doesn't really express all of Class A fires, but you could say anything that leaves an ash, but that's not necessarily correct.
That's fake.
I've heard it's generally it's good for someone that really doesn't know anything, but it doesn't really explain everything. So,
gotcha, fam. And the most common extinguisher that you'd use to knock it down is a Class ABC fire extinguisher, like this Amorex one right here.
Or this kitty one right here.
And we'll explain multi-class extinguishers and what later.
What was that? Was that a stutter?
Don't worry about it.
Okay.
All right. So
and also, hey!
No!
Sorry, you just got acknowledged. You got acknowledged and silenced. The best extinguishing agent for Class A fires is probably, I would say,
powder.
Yeah. That's okay to use. Is probably water, but more specifically pressurized water, such as a water extinguisher. Those are probably the best.
Yeah, so if you have the choice between a water fire extinguisher and a bucket, I'd go for the extinguisher because
it'll last a while.
If you're just like me, Ma, grab the bucket, fill it up, and dump it on this flame over here. We got a fire.
We got a fire.
It might backfire, and you're just better off using the cylinder.
Cylinder.
So the fancy cylinder will save your life.
Heated.
All right. So Class B. Class B is going to be flammable liquids. This should be pretty self-explanatory. We got gasoline. We got petrol for all you UK people. Jet fuel. Oh. We got any kind of oil-based liquid that burns.
And also, you could think of this just like the ash one last time that we don't like. But if you're like, don't know anything, think of boils. But I don't like that one because gas doesn't boil as far as I know of.
Yeah.
But you could think it as liquid, like water boils. That's a liquid, so liquid fires. Actually, here's a little fun fact. Used to, Class B fires were flammable liquids and kitchen kitchen stuff. Now it is split up, and we'll talk about.
What does my extinguisher say flammable liquids are? It says liquids and grease.
Mine, my kitty one says liquids on it. I can read it from here somehow because I got magic vision.
All right. Next one's Class C is pretty generic. It's just basically a Class A fire, but it's energized.
Yeah.
So say like this power strip, like right here,
or this exit sign right here.
Yeah, like this ExitSign2, it'd be considered a Class A and C fire. Usually C is...
Yeah.
Actually, I don't think C can ever be alone. Because, electricity just can't burn on its own.
Yeah. So,
but anything that's energized.
Like when a Class C fire, like anything, like let's say a power strip, for example, when it's non-energized, it's Class A. When it is energized, it's Class C. If you're wondering... You could also think of C as current, too. Why does it matter? Well, only real reason, it's not to protect the electrical equipment. It's going to protect you so you don't get shocked. For example, do not use a Class A extinguisher or a water extinguisher on a Class C fire because that will backfire and shock you like a ground wire. Ha! See it? Get an electrical joke?
Wow. Stop.
Too bad.
No.
Sorry, not on my house.
Oh, that's horrible.
Nope.
Alright, so Class D fires, I don't know what kind of, like...
Potassium.
You must have messed up real bad to have a Class D fire.
Yeah.
That's going to be flammable metals. You're pretty much screwed.
Potassium, titanium, things like that.
Any kind of metals that can catch on fire. And the thing about... Hey!
Sorry, I do
Class
apologize.
The thing about Class D fires is that the metals that burn really hot. So if you're to use a Class ABC extinguisher on it, which we'll get to in a little bit, you probably just end up making it angry.
I saw a NFPA video on it, and it blew up. If you use a water extinguisher, it will blow up. Actually, no, I think it just shoots smoke. If you use carbon dioxide, a CO2 extinguisher, I think it doesn't do anything. A foam, same thing as water. It kind of makes smoke, and nothing really happens.
Yeah, you're just going to end up pushing a pile, like if there's a pile of burning metal, you're just going to end up pushing it around with the thing. It burns too hot for water.
Yeah, and the only extinguishing agent that works is called dry compound. You know how earlier I was saying about those corny little things to remember if you really know nothing about Class's fire?
Yes.
Well, you know what D is?
Tell me.
It's dynamite. Think of dynamite.
No!
I don't know how that happened.
Hold on. We went from ash, which is pretty reasonable, to dynamite.
Yep. Ash, boils, current, and dynamite. I don't know how that has anything to do with metals, but that's what I heard.
Wow.
But yeah, you probably will not encounter Class D fires ever because it's only in factories.
Yeah, you gotta be. Yeah.
You gotta mess up something to actually.
You're gonna be in a bad situation. Next one is Class K, and Class K is easy to remember because K is kitchen.
Yeah, see, that's what I was gonna say with my little corny thing. Ash, boils, current, dynamite, and kitchen.
Gotta love it.
Also, stop sign.
Why?
All right, I forgot to mention this. Remember earlier I said that Class B used to be also considered kitchen stuff. Well, not anymore. Now Class K is kitchen, and Class B is more like general liquid.
Fake news.
So,
Amarax says it's grease.
No.
So Class K is kitchen fires, and more specifically, grease fires. So, saying you're working at McDonald's, serving up some greasy food, and you accidentally happen to have a match in your hand and you drop it into the basket of fries.
Or it just gets too heated in there.
It's going to get bad real fast. It's going to go whoosh, and then there's going to be a giant flame. Now, I suggest that you don't use any other extinguisher besides Class K extinguisher, because if you use anything else, it's just going to go bang! And
if you use water, bang! If you use CO2, whoops, sorry, didn't work. Actually, CO2...
You're just gonna be insta-dead.
Actually, CO2 and powder put it out temporarily, then it reignites. Everything else just blows up, so don't do it.
You want to use Class K because it's a wet agent. And,
wet chemical, wet agent, whatever.
Yeah, it kind of like creates like a blanket over it.
Yeah, blanket! Fire blanket!
No. Fire blankets are like completely... they should be outlawed.
I think the only reason they have them is if a person catches on fire. You can wrap in it. Also, if there's a fire you don't feel like using a firefighter.
Dude, if I'm on fire, I'm gonna stop, drop, and pop it. No, just kidding. Stop, drop, and roll.
Sorry, that's fake. That doesn't work.
That's all the classes of fire, just to recap. We got Class A, which is like wood, paper, cloth, you know, your typical stuff. Class B is flammable liquids like gasoline.
Gasoline. I am the line.
Gasoline, you know, you're filling up your car, and you're like, ooh, look at this spider on my car. I'm gonna burn it off with my lighter. Class C is like electric. Pretty
basically Class A, but energized.
If it has electric going through it, it's a C. Class D is metals. You don't really need to worry about that unless you're in a factory. In Class K, it means you really screwed up. That's kitchen grease fire. So, like, if you're, next time you're cooking at home, you're like, whoops, my pan's on fire. Don't stick it under the faucet.
Or don't throw water at it. Just grab your fire.
Yeah.
Also, if you may have a question, well, can't Class B extinguishers put out Class K? Usually in residential settings, the answer is most likely yes. Commercial settings, heck to the nah. But most of the time in residential settings, yes, it can, unless you're like dealing with some serious stuff. But still, it is pretty good to play the safe route of getting a Class K extinguisher for a kitchen.
I'm not saying go out and buy one, but I'm just saying...
Yeah. I know they make some residential ones. It doesn't actually say K, it says like special use, but...
Alright, so we're going to move on to what kind of extinguishers can extinguish the extinguishable fires. So the most common fire extinguisher you're going to see around any public building, for the most part, is going to be ABC, which is the Amorex one right here. This is a 5-pounder. Fire extinguishers come in many different sizes. 20.
Only thing is with different sizes is how well the extinguisher can control the fire. Also on my screen we have a Kitty 2.5-pound residential extinguisher and a general, I want to say that's a 5-pound CO2 extinguisher.
The reason it says ABC isn't because it's trying to chew the alphabet. It's because it's telling you what classes of fire you can put out with that extinguisher. Typically, you'll also see, like, in, race car environments, you'll see BC. I feel like BC is better at specifically putting out gasoline fires better than ABC, just because we're specialized.
Also, I did hear, too, from, I heard it, maybe it was an FPA, but BC dry chemical is pretty much baking soda.
Yep.
ABC is based off of baking soda, but it isn't.
It's a powder agent though.
Yeah.
Smothers the fire.
But it looks like, if you look at it, it looks like baking soda.
Now hold up, before we continue, I forgot to go over the basics for any of our first timers. How to operate a fire extinguisher: pull the pin, aim nozzle, squeeze the lever handle, and sweep side to side at the base of the fire. Stand back like 6 feet. You can remember this by remembering the acronym PASS. Not panic.
Yeah, that was fake. That was some fake news!
Don't worry about it. And, alright, so continuing, we got water extinguishers. I don't know. I don't really like water extinguishers,
You'll usually find water extinguishers anywhere that Class A stuff is everywhere. Like, maybe a wood... I've seen it Home Depot's in the wood section. They have Class A extinguishers all over the place.
I just feel like it isn't going to be very effective. But how am I supposed to know? I've never discharged...
Unless Class A is everywhere.
I've never discharged anything past a 2.5-pounder.
Well, haha, not me.
Water's fine. It's just, a really fancy garden hose.
Sure.
And then we got Class K.
Actually, it's a fancy water gun. Bring it to your boys and say, "Excuse me, we're going to spray you down with a fire hydrant." "Excuse me, sorry, that's an extinguisher." Then you can yell at your friends for using the incorrect terms.
You will also
Mueller.
Hey, no, you roll up the best way to win a water gun fight. Just bring in a Class A extinguisher.
Yeah, bean all those kids.
Yep.
Get beaned!
So, there it is. Class D can only put out Class D.
Yeah.
Or Class D extinguishers can only put out Class D fires. Class K extinguishers can only put out Class K. You're going to have a bad time if you don't have those extinguishers. So, get your extinguishers inspected because, dead extinguishers no better than brick.
One more thing I wanted to mention about combination classes, like multi-class. Commonly, you'll find ABC, BC, AK, and that's it, I think. Yeah, foam, Class K. Extinguishers can also put out Class A, so you'll see them say AK on them. Not AKA, but like Class A and Class K fire.
Yep.
And the thing is, that's nowhere near everything about fire extinguishers. There's also clean agent. There is I just lost my train.
We forgot to mention halon.
Halon's basically a clean agent, and clean agent, by the way, means that it doesn't leave any residue. That depletes the ozone layer, and it's bad for you. Don't breathe it. And I think it's banned already.
It's banned from manufacture, but you can still sell it.
Yeah. I think actually coming soon, maybe 2018, you can no longer sell it.
Yeah.
Now they replaced it with, what is it? Halotron.
Halotron's also a clean agent. It doesn't leave any residue. No, it won't damage anything for the most part.
Yeah.
But it's a cleaner alternative to halon. I mean, if there's a fire and there's a halon extinguisher, I'd go for it. But just saying in general, don't discharge them for fun.
Yeah, it's not good. Also, you see how on my extinguisher, the ABC logo is kind of a yellowy? On a Halotron, it's a green. So, it's Halotron and not something else. Also, CO2 extinguishers also clean agent.
They're just, you guys know what dry ice is.
Yeah.
It's basically dry ice in a cylinder.
I think companies fill them up with liquid CO2 because it's a pain to put dry ice in a cylinder. I've tried it before. Yeah.
That's about it. Wait, what?
Oh, I just said anyway.
Okay.
I'm gentlemen!
What?
Alright, anyway. Also, remember to inspect your fire extinguishers. Look at the gauge. Make sure the seal's in place. Don't get spiders in them.
Yep. And, it's going to wrap up the second episode of Beyond the Code. This is a longer one.
Yeah. We have an announcement!
Oh! Hey! We gotta mention the thingy.
Alright, yeah. So, we are now kicking off not a spin-off, but, a after show, whatever show, of Beyond the Code called More of the Code, and it will be on our second channels. All it is like we said, after show, random, no topic, talking for like 3 minutes.
Unedited.
Yeah, unedited. Pretty cool. It will be on our second channels, and if you want to be the cool kid, if you're watching this video the day it's been uploaded, you will be most of the time the first one. If you click the link in the description for
you will be the first one.
You'll be the first one to see it before.
View More of the Code.
Or the episode, yeah.
First person to leave a comment gets my entire collection.
Ha, fake news. We got more fake. No, but before our second channel is officially released them. So you should do that. More ads. We have an ad alert. Ad attack.
Ads.
But yeah, check it out. It's great. Right, well, that's it. Go to sleep.
Alright guys, that's gonna wrap up the second episode of Beyond the Loaf. I hope you guys enjoyed.
That's it. I've had enough. Leave suggestions. We want your feedback.
Be sure to check out More of the Loaf. And I will see you later, my fellow loafers.
Watch me whip.